Are you sure the healthy breakfast you had this morning isn't actually speeding up your aging? Many seniors are without even knowing it. For years, folks over 60 have been fed a steady diet of breakfast advice that frankly could be doing more harm than good. I've seen it firsthand, not just in studies but with my own family. And stick around, because the last breakfast food I'm going to share, it's a game changer for inflammation, shown to slash it by 43% in people over 65. That insight turned my own father's health around. This isn't about fancy diets, it's about regaining your get up and go after 60, the unseen enemy. I recall vividly visiting my dad in his hospital bed. He was 72 but looked much older, tethered to monitors, his body betraying him even though he tried to follow all the rules. The doctors listed off a host of problems: relentless inflammation, blood sugar chaos, joints so painful he was virtually housebound. All those years of expert nutritional guidance, the heart-smart cereals, the low-fat promises, the doctor-endorsed morning meals had led him to this. The stark reality is, much of the breakfast guidance given to seniors is dangerously flawed. I've dedicated the past 7 years to digging into the real science of nutrition for aging bodies, talking with geriatric specialists, and seeing hundreds of seniors transform their health by changing just this one meal. What makes this so critical? Your body post-60 handles food in a completely new way. Digestive power wanes, metabolism shifts, and your cells need different kinds of building blocks for repair. Yet, the breakfast foods pushed on seniors ignore these vital changes. Before we get into specifics, let me be crystal clear: I'm not selling a single thing. No powders, no pills, no secret programs. Just solid evidence-backed information that the big food companies would rather you didn't hear. Because when seniors grasp these truths, those giant breakfast brands lose loyal customers. The metabolic code, the science is undeniable. Your first meal of the day effectively sets your metabolic thermostat for the next 24 hours. For seniors, this metabolic setting is even more crucial as your body's internal clocks naturally adjust with age. Eat the wrong things at breakfast, and it's not just a minor slip-up. You could be kicking off a domino effect of inflammation, energy slumps, mental fog, and faster cell aging that lasts all day. That's why so many seniors feel wiped out by 10 a.m., even after a full night's sleep. Dr. Walter Longo, a top longevity researcher at USC, discovered that certain breakfast makeups can switch on longevity genes in older adults, while others hit the fast-forward button on aging. The difference isn't just about calories or fiber, it's about how these foods interact with your unique, changing body chemistry. Pivotal study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society tracked 200 adults over 65 for 5 years. They found that those regularly eating certain inflammation-triggering breakfast foods showed cognitive decline equal to being 3.5 years older. Let that sink in. Your breakfast choices could be aging your brain almost 4 years faster. What's scarier is how this snowballs. 5 years of inflammatory breakfasts isn't just 5 years of bad eating. It could mean biologically aging you by 15 years or more, and once these inflammatory fires start, they're tough to put out. Morning food traps. Let's unmask what I call morning food traps. 4 breakfast items seniors should steer clear of, no matter how healthy they seem. Breakfast trap number 1, quietly undermining seniors' health: instant oatmeal sachets. I know, shocking, right? We've all heard oatmeal is good and plain steel-cut oats are, but those handy instant packets, different beast altogether. Most flavored ones pack around 12 grams of added sugar. The American Heart Association suggests women stick to under 25 grams of added sugar a day, men under 36. One breakfast, and you're nearly hitting your daily sugar quota. But it's not just the sugar. The way instant oatmeal is made completely changes how your body reacts. The oats are pre-cooked, dried, then rolled super thin, which sends their glycemic index soaring. This means a much faster blood sugar spike than with traditional oats. For seniors whose insulin sensitivity naturally drops, these spikes are bad news. A Journal of Nutrition study found that older adults regularly eating high glycemic breakfasts had higher levels of inflammatory markers, like interleukin-6, linked to faster aging and cognitive issues. Worse, many instant oatmeals have artificial stuff like BHT and food colorings tied to inflammation in older folks. We checked the top 5 healthy oatmeal brands. They average 17 ingredients. Real oatmeal needs 1 oats. Breakfast trap number 2, seniors should ditch low-fat flavored yogurt. For ages, seniors have grabbed these, believing they're good for bones and digestion. But the label doesn't tell the whole story. When fat is removed from yogurt, it's usually replaced with sugar, artificial sweeteners, and thickeners to make it taste okay. A single cup of a leading fruit, on the bottom, yogurt aimed at health-aware seniors, can have up to 29 grams of sugar more than some candy bars. For your aging system, this is a disaster. No healthy fat means you absorb less of fat-soluble vitamins like D, which many seniors are low on anyway. The sugar fuels inflammation, and many of these yogurts have barely any real probiotics compared to their full-fat, traditional cousins. A 2023 study in Nutrition in Gerontology found seniors eating artificially sweetened low-fat dairy daily had much higher signs of leaky gut than those eating traditional full-fat fermented dairy. This leaky gut lets inflammatory stuff into your bloodstream, worsening joint pain, brain fog, and even mood issues, often just blamed on getting older. Breakfast trap number 3. Commercial breakfast bars. These easy on-the-go bars are sold as healthy fuel for active seniors. The packaging screams fiber, whole grains, even heart benefits. We looked at 15 top-selling breakfast bars marketed to health-conscious older adults. 13 had more sugar than protein. Scarier still, 11 had various processed oils directly linked to more inflammation in aging bodies. Many use ingredients like processed soy protein isolate, which can be a problem for seniors. An American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study found adults over 70 regularly eating processed soy had more thyroid issues than those who didn't. Maybe the sneakiest part, many bars have fruit that isn't real fruit, just flavored bits made from concentrates, sugar, and artificial flavors. The antioxidant boost you think you're getting from those blueberry bits, it's not there. The fourth, and perhaps most stunning breakfast trap for seniors: commercial whole wheat toast with margarine. This duo has been pushed on seniors for decades as a heart-healthy choice. The truth is much murkier. Many commercial whole wheat breads are mostly refined flour with just a sprinkle of whole grain to get the label. They often have added sugars, preservatives, and dough improvers that can spark inflammation in sensitive people, and many seniors fall into this category due to age-related gut changes. But the margarine might be worse. While trans fats are mostly gone, many margarines sold to seniors are full of processed vegetable oils high in omega-6 fatty acids. We need some omega-6, but the overload in modern processed foods throws off our omega-3 balance. This imbalance is especially bad for older adults. A study in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found seniors with the highest omega-6 to omega-3 ratio had way more inflammatory markers and worse joint pain than those with a better balance. Dr. Mark Hyman puts it perfectly. Many seniors are unknowingly eating breakfast foods that set their bodies up for inflammation before their day even truly begins. Then they pop anti-inflammatory pills to fight the very inflammation their breakfast caused. Pathways to renewal. Okay, we've covered what to avoid. Now, let's talk about the game-changing breakfast foods that truly nourish your aging body. These aren't fancy, expensive superfoods, just real accessible choices that work with your body's evolving needs. First breakfast hero for seniors: pasture-raised eggs. I know many of you were warned off eggs for years because of cholesterol, but newer research has totally flipped our understanding, especially for older. 19 JAMA study, following over 30 Zolozan adults for nearly 18 years, found no real link between eating eggs and higher heart disease risk. For seniors specifically, eggs are a complete protein package. Egg protein has all 9 essential amino acids in the perfect ratio for muscle upkeep, vital as we age and fight sarcopenia, as age-related muscle loss. Each egg delivers about 67 grams of top-quality protein. Even more critical for brain health, egg yolks are loaded with choline, a nutrient that helps make acetylcholine, a brain chemical key for memory and thinking. Studies show good choline intake is linked to better cognitive function in older adults. Eggs from pasture-raised hens also have way more omega-3s and vitamin E than regular eggs, both crucial for taming inflammation as we age. The mix of protein, healthy fats, and nutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin I protect us makes eggs an almost ideal breakfast for seniors. Alice, 78, from our nutrition program, hadn't eaten eggs in 20 years due to cholesterol fears. Within 3 months of adding 2 eggs to her daily breakfast, her muscle strength scores jumped 23%, and she said she could finally open jars herself for the first time in ages. Second essential breakfast food: wild blueberries. Regular blueberries are good, sure, but wild ones can have up to 3 times the antioxidants. For seniors, this isn't just a nutritional bonus, it's practically medicine. The anthocyanins, what make them deep blue, can cross into the brain, directly helping brain cells. A University of Exeter study found older adults eating the equivalent of a cup of wild blueberries daily for 12 weeks had better brain blood flow, thinking skills, and working memory. What makes wild blueberries so great for seniors is how they combat inflammation, that chronic low-level inflammation that comes with aging. Regularly eating wild blueberries is shown to lower oxidative stress and inflammation markers in older adults. Don't sweat it if you can't find fresh wild blueberries. Frozen ones keep their antioxidant power really well. Some research even suggests freezing might make certain compounds easier for your body to use. Michael, 73, added half a cup of wild blueberries to his morning routine. After 6 months, his C-reactive protein, a key inflammation marker, dropped 22%, and the nagging stiffness in his hands that bothered him for years significantly eased. Third breakfast game changer for seniors: health avocado. This creamy fruit is trendy, but its benefits for seniors are solid. Avocados offer monounsaturated fats shown to improve cholesterol, especially in older adults. Unlike many fatty foods, avocados have plant sterols that can help block cholesterol absorption. For seniors worried about blood pressure, that should be most of you. Avocados are potassium powerhouses, even more so than bananas. Getting enough potassium helps balance sodium and is directly linked to lower blood pressure. Maybe most importantly for aging bodies, avocados have compounds that help your body make glutathione, often called the master antioxidant, which naturally drops with age. Glutathione is vital for detox and immune function, two systems that usually slow down as we get older. The healthy fat in avocados also helps seniors absorb more fat-soluble vitamins from other breakfast foods. So, adding avocado to your morning meal actually boosts the nutritional punch of everything else on your plate. Diane, 81, had battled dry skin and brittle nails for years. Despite trying tons of supplements, within weeks of adding half an avocado to her daily breakfast, she saw big improvements in both, a clear sign of how healthy fats support your body's structure from the inside. And now, the fourth breakfast food, the one that was a turning point for my father and so many seniors we've helped: fermented kefir. Not just any yogurt, but traditional kefir. Kefir has up to 3 times the probiotic diversity of yogurt, with 30+ strains of good bacteria and yeasts, versus the 2 to 5 in most commercial yogurts. This diversity is key because seniors often see a natural drop in gut microbiome variety, which is now linked to everything from weaker immunity to cognitive decline. The fermentation process breaks down much of the lactose, so even many lactose-sensitive seniors can handle kefir. It also creates bioactive peptides not found in regular dairy, compounds shown in research to have anti-inflammatory and immune balancing effects specific to aging bodies. A 2023 study in the Journals of Gerontology had seniors drink 6 ounces of traditional kefir daily for 6 months. Amazingly, researchers saw a 43% average drop in key inflammatory markers and big improvements in gut barrier function. For my dad, adding kefir to his morning was the final piece of his nutritional puzzle. Within months, his chronic joint pain eased so much he could garden again, a hobby he'd given up years before. His doctor was amazed by his improved inflammation markers and eventually cut back several of his meds. Real-world wisdom. Now, I get it, completely changing your breakfast routine overnight can feel like a lot. Let me share some simple steps to make this easier. Start by swapping just one problem breakfast food for one of the good ones. For most seniors I work with, the easiest first move is adding wild blueberries to whatever they're currently eating. Even with a problem breakfast, adding wild blueberries instantly ups the antioxidant ante. Next, focus on kicking out the worst offender from your current lineup. For many, that's the instant oatmeal or low-fat flavored yogurt, as they're usually packed with the most added sugar and artificial stuff. If cost is a concern, remember that investing in good food often means spending less on meds and doctor visits down the road. But there are budget-friendly ways too. Frozen wild blueberries are often cheaper than fresh. Eggs are still one of the most affordable complete proteins, and many stores discount ripe avocados that need to be used fast. For those worried about prep time, think batch cooking. Hard-boil eggs once a week, mash avocados with a bit of lemon juice to stop browning and use over 2-3 days. Kefir needs zero prep, just pour and drink. I also suggest what I call the breakfast trial. Commit to eating the recommended foods for just 2 weeks. Track your energy, joint pain, digestion, and mental clarity. Almost every senior I work with notices enough positive changes in that time that sticking with it becomes a no-brainer. The morning uprising. What we're discussing is a personal health uprising, starting with your day's first meal. When you ditch inflammatory, blood sugar spiking breakfasts for nutrient-rich options that truly support your aging body, you're not just changing a meal, you're potentially rewriting the story of your remaining years. The seniors I've helped report improvements far beyond just basic nutrition. Betty, 76, ditched commercial breakfast bars for eggs and avocado. Within a month, she started waking up naturally, without an alarm for the first time in decades. Her body began resetting its natural rhythm as inflammation cooled. Robert, 83, had accepted daily afternoon naps as his fate due to constant fatigue. After cutting out instant oatmeal and adding kefir and wild blueberries to his breakfast, his energy lasted all day, no crashes. 6 months later, he joined a hiking group unthinkable before. Margaret, 79, had been on prescription sleep meds for years. Weeks after changing her breakfast as suggested, she started sleeping deeper naturally and eventually, with her doctor's help, reduced her sleep medication. The link between inflammation from bad breakfast choices and poor sleep is well documented. Think what these changes could mean for your daily life, your independence, your ability to truly enjoy the people and things you love. This isn't just about adding years to your life, though that might happen. It's about adding life to your years, the unspoken truth. There's something more profound at play here than just nutrition science. The breakfast foods marketed to seniors often echo a bleak cultural story about aging, one that assumes decline, illness, and reduced ability are just part of the deal. The typical breakfast options pushed on older adults, instant oatmeals, meal replacement shakes, low-fat items subtly reinforce the idea that seniors should expect less from their bodies and just manage symptoms instead of aiming for vitality. When food companies design senior-friendly products focusing mainly on convenience and price over real nourishment, they're part of a system that sees aging as a problem to be managed, not a life stage to be lived vibrantly. By choosing foods that genuinely support your aging body instead of speeding its decline, you're rejecting that story. You're saying the later chapters of your life deserve the same quality, attention, and care as the earlier ones. Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, Nobel laureate for her work on telomeres, the chromosome caps that affect aging, says, "How we age is, within limits, a choice. The daily decisions we make, starting with what we eat minutes after waking, send biochemical signals that either promote cell renewal or accelerate cell aging." This view turns breakfast from a daily chore into a powerful act of self-care. Each morning is a fresh chance to actively boost your body's resilience, energy, and clarity. A legacy of health. If there's one thing I hope you take from our time today, it's this: it is never too late to change your health's direction through smart food choices. The human body is remarkably adaptable, even in later life. Research clearly shows even seniors in their 80s and 90s see significant physical improvements when they switch from inflammatory breakfasts to nutrient-dense ones. Your body wants to thrive. It's built for ongoing renewal, but it needs the right building blocks. I've seen hundreds of transformations start with this simple dietary shift. People told their conditions were irreversible or just aging found many symptoms were actually driven or worsened by their breakfast. Remember my father from the beginning. The man I watched in the hospital hooked up to machines seemingly on an inevitable slide. He's 79 now. Last month, he walked a 5K for charity. He tends a vegetable garden that feeds him and provides extras for homebound seniors in his community. He's present, active, and has a purpose that seemed impossible 7 years ago. His turnaround started with breakfast. It started by questioning the wisdom that had guided him for decades. It started by being willing to try something new, despite doubts. What could change for you if you made this one daily shift? What movement might you regain? What mental sharpness might return? What energy could you reclaim? I urge you to find out. Commit to a 2-week trial with the breakfast ideas I've shared. Notice how your body feels. Jot down notes if it helps you see the changes. My bet, based on working with thousands of seniors, is you'll feel so much better in those 2 weeks that going back to your old breakfast will seem unappealing. When your body tastes real nourishment, it learns a wisdom that makes better choices easier. Thank you for listening to this vital information. Remember, the breakfasts you skip can be as crucial as the ones you eat. Your aging body deserves far better than what standard breakfast advice has offered. Give it the morning fuel it truly needs and see how much life is still waiting for you in the years to come.